From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, November the 27th, 2023. The fourth hostage release took place tonight after hours of delay. The IDF said earlier this evening that according to the information provided by the Red Cross, 11 Israeli abductees, women and children, are on their way to Israeli territory. This is the fourth group of hostages, part of the hostage release deal reached with Hamas for some of the approximate 240 taken captive by the terror group during its massacre on October the 7th to be released from Gaza. The delays tonight were apparently over Hamas separating mothers from their children, which is in breach of the agreement with Hamas, which was already broken once this weekend during the previous hostage releases, which began on Friday, where a girl was released but her mother was kept captive. 39 Israeli hostages were released in the first 3 days of the temporary ceasefire deal, all of them women and children. They were met by joyous crowds who greeted the ambulances transporting some of them to the hospital for examination to be reunited with their loved ones. Some of the families sharing photos and video footage with the public of those deeply emotional and touching moments. Sharing gratitude, but also pledging that they would only celebrate when all of the hostages are returned home. One of the hostages released last night, an 84-year-old woman, was taken to the hospital in critical condition. She is still fighting for her life. The agreement Israel reached with Hamas allowed for a total of 50 hostages to be freed over 4 days, in return for Israel letting 150 Palestinian security prisoners out of prison, among them those who tried to murder Israelis, as well as allowing 200 trucks of humanitarian aid into Gaza each day. The agreement also has the option to extend by 1 day for every 10 additional hostages set free, and it appears that the sides were working on such an extension for a potential 2 more days. Earlier today, White House National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby was cited by the Times of Israel saying that there would be an extension of 2 more days that would see a total of 20 more Israeli women and children released. But at the time of the taping of this newscast, this was not yet confirmed by Israel. Before the agreement with Hamas went into effect on Friday, the IDF said its aircraft eliminated 5 senior Hamas commanders in Gaza, including, it said, commander of Hamas's Northern Gaza Brigade, the head of Hamas's Rockets Array, and commander of the Combat Assistance Unit in Northern Gaza. The president of Germany, Frank-Walter Steinmeier, is in Israel to show solidarity with the Jewish state. He met with Israel's President Isaac Herzog, the two with their spouses visiting Kibbutz Be'eri today, which has become a symbol of the brutal Hamas massacre. Israel's official Twitter noting that Steinmeier announced that Germany will donate 7 million euros for the reconstruction of an art gallery and cultural center destroyed in the kibbutz. Herzog thanking the German leader, saying the moral and ethical responsibility Germany is showing at this time in words and deeds for the security of Israel and the Jewish people wherever they are is an example and a standard for the entire family of nations. Steinmeier later this evening met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who commended him for visiting the country and for being a true friend of Israel. Well, tens of thousands of people took to the streets of London yesterday to march against anti-Semitism. The crowd was estimated to be between 60,000 and 100,000, apparently the largest such gathering in London since before World War II. It was organized by the group Campaign Against Anti-Semitism in response to the rise in anti-Semitism around the world since the Hamas massacre of October the 7th. The campaign saying, "We are proud to come together to say this is the United Kingdom, united against anti-Semitism." The JTA cited British Chief Rabbi Ephraim Mervis, saying that Jews will not be intimidated. He said we must teach our children that the superheroes of our society are those who pursue peace and loving kindness, and not those who glorify violence and murder. And we must teach people that they must draw their conclusions from historical facts and not from what they see and hear on social media. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Monday, November the 27th. At 7 o'clock, Rabbi Ammiel Hirsch speaks to Reut Karp about how her 3 children were somehow spared on October the 7th and what American Jews can do to help in this truly difficult time. At 7:30, author Joseph Berger talks about his book, Elie Wiesel, Confronting the Silence. At 8, Abigail Pogrebin speaks with Rachel Isaacs, who made history as the first openly lesbian rabbi ordained by JTS, and who founded a groundbreaking institution committed to supporting small-town and rural Jewish communities. At 8:30, I speak with Tony Award-winning playwright Itamar Moses to talk about his production, An American Tale, the musical, based on the beloved animated film. At 9, it's part 2 of David Dalen on L'chaim. At 10, panelists explore the fluctuating strength of fascism after 1945. And coming up next, it's Good Week, Israel. And that's the JBS News Update for Monday, November the 27th, 2023. I'm Teisha Bader. Am Yisrael Chai.